you know what? I already know why I already know I didn't want her to do this because this is what a motherfucker wants.
Y'all, Offset is at it again. He's spiraling hard now that Cardi B and Stefon are engaged, and he is not taking it well. Just when everyone thought he'd accept the situation quietly and keep it moving after Cardi welcomed her baby with Stefon, he decided to stir things up and create drama for her instead. Postpartum glow for Cardi, chaos for him. But it seems like he's pushing things too far because reports are now saying Cardi is fed up with his behavior and is getting ready to shut him down publicly. Apparently, Cardi B has some serious receipts on Offset. Rumors even claim they involve alleged threesomes with Quavo. Like, what? Be careful with me is sounding a little too real right now. Things are about to shift from messy to downright chaotic, and Offset might want to tread carefully because Cardi is done entertaining the nonsense. Let's get into it. Everyone's seen how determined Offset seems to be when it comes to causing Cardi problems. It's always something with him, and it's obvious he can't stand that she's moving forward without him. Not only moving on, but thriving. Y'all remember when he said, "Everybody can see I don't want you. It's okay. I'm not talking about this no more. All love. You'll be calling me after a couple months. You my BM. I won." Well, it turns out that he did in fact not win. If anybody winning is Psy because she has a whole new man and a new baby. Now, a lot of fans are still giving Stefon the side-eye because his pizza's saying that he's Offset 2.0, but that's a story for another day. But what has everybody gagged on the reports that Stefon and Cardi are engaged? Y'all, Cardi announced the birth of her first child with Stefon a couple of days ago, and fans quickly noticed that she had a ring on her finger. And it wasn't just any finger. It was the left ring finger, if you know what I mean. If you like it, then they said I put a ring on it. This sent the rumor mill into overdrive, and the fans were quick to start speculating that Cardi and Stefon were getting married and starting a little blended family. However, Card's team denied the engagement rumors and told TMZ that it was not an engagement ring. The fans weren't buying it because one thing we know about Miss Cardi is that she is going to be good at keeping her news private until she's ready to announce. But we didn't know when she and Offset were getting married because they kept it private for months, and we didn't even get pictures for a whole year. And don't even get me started on her relationship with Stefon because they have gone above and beyond to keep things very private. In fact, the only reason that we found out in the first place is that Offset got all caught up in his feelings and leaked the news to DJ Academics, who everybody knows has some sort of beef going on with Cardi. But at the time, a source said reports have emerged claiming Cardi B engaged in an extramarital relations with 30-year-old Stefon Diggs while pregnant. Offset allegedly uncovered the infidelity by examining her phone, finding nude photos and messages expressing her eagerness to re-engage in the intimate activities with Diggs again. Offset reportedly shared this information with DJ Academics. The Diggs brothers, Dion and Trayvon, have been associated with numerous Instagram models and have multiple children. So, in other words, Cardi B has found herself another Offset. But speaking of Mr. Attitudey Offset, you all already know that he's not going to take the news of Cardi B's engagement well, but according to insiders, it's supposedly worse than anybody could have predicted. Sources are saying that he is allegedly threatening not to sign the divorce papers so Cardi can't legally marry Stefon. But as messy as all this is, it's sadly not surprising because Cardi told us a few weeks ago that Offset has been going out of his way to make the divorce difficult for her as a way of punishing her for moving on. So you can imagine how much worse it could be now that she's actually engaged to marry somebody else, right? It also explains his weird tweet about Cardi and Stefon's baby being his. See, under Georgia law, Officer can still legally be the baby's father because he and Cardi are still legally married, and he knows it. And it was clear that he planned to try to use this against Cardi. However, he got dragged and clowned so bad about this that he deleted and claimed that the message was fake. But that doesn't mean that he didn't stop being messy behind the scenes because Cardi finally spoke out and accused him of harassing her behind the scenes. She wrote, "Y'all be thinking it's funny and it's not. It's been over a year and I'm still being harassed and threatened to the point that I feel like my life in danger. It's all fun and games until it's too late." But then she claimed to have some receipts that would humiliate him. And she said, "Motherfuckers do anything for attention, and it could get real nasty with just one upload. Leave me the F alone." But y'all, the thing is, this isn't the first time that she's let us know how Offset has been moving. According to her, he's been doing things to get under her skin. So she goes on social media to call him out and he can call her crazy.
And you know what? I already know why I already know I didn't want her to do this because this is what a motherfucker wants.
She also revealed that his shenanigans have been causing her a lot of anxiety.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Sometimes I sleep and I wonder, like, yo,
This is not normal.
That's the worst while you're pregnant. But the way that this boy is moving, one would almost think that Cardi was the one who cheated when they were married and not the other way around. But now it looks like she's ready to keep that same energy, because y'all remember the tweet about her having dirt on him, right? Well, it looks like she's ready to spill, because now sources are saying that she's going to expose him for having threesomes with Quavo. Looks good. According to her, Offset and Quavo allegedly used to partake in threesomes with women together, including allegedly Pry. Y'all, not Quavo out here catching strays because of Offset. But before anybody starts yelling incest, chill for a second, because Offset and Quail have always said that they was play cousins, but the truth is they're not actually blood related. Y'all know how in the hood you just grow up calling people your cousin just because they've been around forever, and explaining the real connection is just a little bit too messy. And that's exactly what went on here, because last year Offset clarified that Quavo and Takeoff are not related to him by blood. According to an interviewer, he was classmates with Quavo and the third member of Migos, and began hanging out with him and Takeoff when Offset was in the 6th grade. While Quavo was Takeoff's uncle, the two were just 3 years apart in age. And although Offset is often referred to as Quavo's cousin, they're not biologically related. But y'all, it looked messy with him being involved with the same women, but it's not exactly incest. When Offset was getting dragged for getting his side chick premiere last year, a video surfaced online showing Quavo and Pry having a little moment. Yeah, the whole situation was already messy, but apparently it goes even deeper than people thought. According to rumors, this kind of drama is what originally played a role in the Migos falling apart, especially the whole Saweetie situation. For the longest time, both Offset and Quavo stayed quiet about everything, and most people assumed it was Offset versus Quavo and Takeoff. But the real tension was reportedly between Offset and Quavo, while Takeoff was just caught in the crossfire. You could even see signs of it on social media. Offset and Cardi stopped following Quavo, and he immediately unfollowed them right back. Meanwhile, Takeoff continued following both Offset and Cardi, which pretty much made it clear he wasn't wrapped up in the drama. Interviews Quavo and Takeoff did before Takeoff's passing also hinted that the actual conflict was between Quavo and Offset, and Takeoff just happened to be pulled into the situation.
Stand on loyalty, you know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And, you know, sometimes that shit ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers. And shit, that is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo till time.
But in comparison, this is what Takeoff had to say about the situation.
We always family now. Ain't nothing gonna change.
But, you know, we always family now. Ain't nothing gonna change. So, and it was clear Takeoff was having Quo's back, but you could tell he wasn't really caught up in the drama and still wanted to stay cool with Offset. At first, everybody assumed the group was split over Offset trying to leave their label quality control or maybe some money issues. But Quo explained it wasn't about the label or money, it was about loyalty. Sources say the real problem started when Quo allegedly found out that Offset and City had been having a little something going on behind his back without his permission. Remember when I said Quo allegedly got upset because Offset and City got involved without his permission? Well, it seems like he and Offset allegedly used to have a very open, freaky situation with City when she and Quell were together. The three of them reportedly got pretty wild with each other back then. And this kind of explains Quable's line in the song Messy, where he says, "Beef my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. I ain't stressing. You went the gang. You should have said it. We would have blessed it. We would have blessed it." Because for the longest time, people wonder what he meant by Sweetie wanting the gang and how they would have blessed it. But turns out the answer might have been right in front of us the whole time. And we just never connected the dots. Now Cardi is more than willing to spill all the tea. And, well, let's just say that things are about to get messy for Offset. Buckle up, y'all, because Cardi is not about to play with Offset. He thought he could keep dragging her, keep throwing shade at her, and somehow make her look bad. But now, them tables, they turned. She's thriving. She's moved on. She's got receipts that could end him. We're talking Threesome's messy secrets and the kind of drama that'll have everybody gasping. Off might have tried to control the narrative, but Card's ready to spill everything. And let's be real, this is the kind of tea that doesn't just simmer, it explodes. So sit back, grab your popcorn and your teacups, because the next chapter in this saga, it's about to get absolutely wild, and Austin is about to see what happens when you push the wrong person too far. Be careful with me.